Hold up, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bet.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Double M Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host,
Puma El Guts.
What do we got going on tonight, my man?
We are talking about the main event of UFC 316 for the bantamweight title. It's Merab Dvalishvili versus Suga Sean O'Malley. Let's talk about it.
So, if you guys watched the last match between Suga Sean and Merab, it was definitely a good match in my eyes. I think both of them got different moments. They both had different moments where they both did good, but obviously Merab definitely dominated the majority of the match. Yes, you know, Suga Sean, especially in the fifth round, he was having some moments there, especially with the body blows to Merab in that fifth round. But other than that, he had maybe, you know, a spark or a glimmer of hope here and there, but that was really about it. Merab definitely dominated that fight. So there's a couple things that I did want to note about this fight. First of all, if Suga Sean is paying attention to what he was doing in the fifth round of the first fight, he should know that it was looking like Merab was exposed to the body a little bit. In fact, the kicks were pretty much landing on par whenever he wanted them to in that fifth round. It was basically landing as, you know, whenever he wanted. So I think that's something that Suga Sean should definitely look out for. I think that's something that he should implement a little bit more. On top of that, you know, now that he's had those 5 rounds with Merab, he knows what to expect. The one thing that unfortunately I don't think Suga Sean can I guess prepare for too much is the gas tank of Merab, which everybody, you know, has clearly stated is phenomenal. Unfortunately for Suga Sean, there's no real way to train on that. Sure, you can train yourself to also go, you know, the 5 rounds and all that stuff, but that doesn't really make Merab stop. You can train yourself to be able to go those 5 rounds, but if Merab lays on you, if he puts his weight on you in the wrestling, which Merab has been known to do, if he forces you to carry his weight, it doesn't matter how much you train for going the 5 rounds, your gas tank is going to be more and more and more depleted, especially if Merab, which he should do, implements a wrestling heavy game plan. It's definitely going to be something that's going to affect Suga Sean drastically. And unfortunately for Suga Sean, I don't think there's a whole lot he can do about that. There's not too many things I can really tell Merab to do different this time around. Merab pretty much fought the perfect fight last time. You know, he smothered Suga Sean. He pushed the pace the entire time. I guess that's the one thing we can all talk about. Don't be talking to Suga Sean's team. That was kind of stupid that he was doing in the first fight. Focus on the match you have in front of you. If anything, I'm really hoping it was really more Suga Sean that learned more from their last fight than Merab. I don't think that Suga Sean had too many glimmers of hope in the first fight, and because of that, I'm kind of hoping that he picked up as much as possible. I'm really, really hoping he studied the tape, and hopefully he found some sort of weakness. Again, the one thing that I could point out was the kicks to the body. They were landing great. Hopefully he implements that a little bit more if he wants to win. I'm still going to favor Merab in this one. Again, the pace, the which way he's clearly going to try and out wrestle Suga Sean, so he's going to try and put that heavy wrestling pace on him. I think all those things put together, I don't think Sean's going to have much of an answer. Now, here's the thing. Suga Sean does seem a lot more locked in for this fight than he did previously. He said it himself, look, man, I was too wrapped up in being Suga Sean. I got in over my own head with my expectations. He's like, I had to let go of the persona. I mean, he named off a number of stupid things that he's been doing differently, which, you know, whatever. You know, if you feel it's doing some good work, you know, helping you get to that point, good for you. But that's what I will say. He does look more locked in for this match than the previous one. The shenanigans have stopped. He's not being too much of an idiot. So maybe that'll make a difference for him. Merab's always locked in, so unfortunately for Suga Sean, I don't think that's going to necessarily make too much of a big difference for him. I still personally have Merab taking this one. I do think it is going to go the distance. I think Merab's going to push the pace, and as long as Merab doesn't get caught too many times, I think he'll be fine. What do you think about that, my man?
Listen, the best bet for Suga Sean is to definitely make this as short a fight as possible. If you want to take it to Merab, especially with Merab's wrestling ability as it is, and the fact that we've seen Merab's ability to actually wrestle, especially when we saw him against Umar Nurmagomedov, you can see the amount of A, stamina, and B, wrestling prowess that this man has. And look, there's a twofold thing about the wrestling thing that Suga Sean has to be careful of. That when you first look at it, you don't really realize it until after the fact. But even when even when Sugar Sean was able to get a good blow into Merab, Merab was actually able to rally back, if at least at the very last second. But B, the other thing that I didn't realize was at the time, or at least what I remember, is that Sugar Sean didn't exactly follow up on that. And I realized, wait a minute, he was actually low-key kind of tired. If you think about it, the gas tank for Merab is going to work for him twice fold over. For one, Merab is going to be looking fresh all 5 championship rounds. And B, Merab was able to deplete the gas tank for Sean, meaning that even if he did follow up with a connection that was going to have Merab a little bit wallowed, the next step that Sugar Sean had to worry about is, okay, how can I follow up on that? Which that seemed to be the crux of what happened in the 5th round of the first fight, because there was a couple times he was actually able to get him good with the front lead kick, but then he couldn't follow up afterwards, which is the crux of the whole point of the whole gas tank problem to begin with. So if Sugar Sean wants the complete best round possible to win back his championship, which I'll give him some credit, he at least looks a little bit more of a serious threat this time around, he's going to want to make this fight as short as possible. I'm going to hazard a guess. Once it gets past the 3rd round, it's going to be a Merab fight. It's going to be a Merab fight by unanimous decision. The bantamweight belt is going to stay on Merab's shoulders or even his waist. If Sugar Sean wants to beat him, he's got to do it before the end of the 3rd round.
I honestly couldn't agree with you more on that. I think if Sugar Sean doesn't get it done in the 1st or 2nd round, his chances of winning after that diminish drastically. I was taking a look at the odds right now. Merab is a 300 is negative 300, meaning he's a favorite to win the match. Listen, man, I think because of the things that Sugar Sean did in the first match, if you truly watch the tape, he has some better openings this time around. You know, the first time when you face a guy, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to see. You don't know how you're going to pair up. Now he's had those 5 rounds. So he has a little bit more of retrospect to look at. He has a little bit of a tail of the tape. So if he focuses in on the, few successes that he had, he could do some work. If he focuses on the body, that can potentially slowly start diminishing the gas tank of Merab and potentially put a dub up for Sugar Sean. But I'd be very, very surprised. Again, we all know Merab's going to wrestle. We all know Merab's going to try and go the full 5 rounds, wrestle him, deplete the gas tank, just pressure. And I think that's the one weakness of a lot of these big strikers, the Sugar Seans, the Adesanyas. Anytime they face a pressure fighter, it just doesn't go their way. It seems like they're taken out of the realm. So I still have Merab winning. I think it's going to be a 5th round decision for Merab. And I think this is going to kind of end the argument for a long time as far as Sugar Sean getting any sort of potential rematch. But listen, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a good match no matter what. Merab's always been a great fighter, someone to watch. Sugar Sean has always been entertaining, whether you like him or not. So, yeah, that's why I have my money on. We'll see how it goes. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit. And until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you in the next one.